Callisto Protocol is a game. Barely. I ended up just playing the game 1 week after release. I saw that the game had a very bad launch with a lot of stutters, but by the time I played it, it was actually not too bad. I stuttered like in a couple areas. It wasn't the biggest issue. There were some, some stutters. It wasn't too good. There's some FPS drops. But yeah, from what I've seen, when I actually got to play the game, it was much better. The performance was much smoother and very playable. Very playable. So it's good that they were quick to fix that. It was just 1 week, and they released a few patches, and it worked out pretty well. So I'll give them that. So I first found out about Callisto in a just game showcase stream. They were showing some clips of the game. There were devs talking about the game, and it seemed there was a lot of passion in it. The devs were always very passionate when talking about it. They seemed very enthusiastic, and it looked good. I'm not gonna lie, the game looked good, and it does look good. When you play it, the graphics are fantastic. The game looks very nice. It's very pretty, but that's kind of it. When I play the game, I didn't feel that passion that the devs showcased in those clips. I just didn't feel it. It felt like a very ununique, bland game. It's supposed to be a horror shooter, sci-fi type of game, but the horror is kind of lacking. Everything that is supposed to scare you is so predictable that you just cannot get scared. You just can't. I was scared. Dude, I was more scared in the intro screen than in the whole game. Really, I was like, oh my god, I hate scary games. I'm gonna lose my mind playing this. I'm gonna have a heart attack. It's gonna scare the hell out of me. It's gonna be awful. But not really. So I'm either way stronger than I thought, or this game just isn't scary at all. And I have a feeling it's the latter. There was this one thing that was used in the game. You're supposed to like, jump scare you, and it happened once in the first like 8 hours of the game, something around that. And then at the end of the game, it just happened like 5 times. It just kept happening. I have no idea why they just repeated that so much, but it happened a lot. I was just getting annoyed at the end of it because I saw it coming. I knew it was gonna happen, and guess what? It happened every time. It just happened. It was just so frustrating to have that over and over and over again, and it's just so annoying. The fighting in this whole game, it's very close, very close fighting. Very close range. You don't have a lot of space. They do that so you can feel more claustrophobic, it seems. So everything just feels more intense because the enemies just surround you so easily. But I don't know, it just doesn't quite work because a lot of the times I would have an enemy in my back and I wouldn't really see them or notice them. And as you swing, like sometimes I would just lock in an enemy that was right behind me. I would just do a full 180 and swing into them like that. It was just crazy. Really, whiplash. There was also there is a decent variety of monsters, but it's not that great. It really isn't. I feel like maybe I played in medium difficulty. I didn't want to play it in a hard and be like unnecessarily stuck in the game. So I played in medium. I don't know if that has anything to do with the density of the enemies or stuff like that, but it definitely doesn't have a difference in the variety of enemies you find. And yeah, they have some different attacks and stuff like that. But again, it's not that unique to the genre. And I know this game is sort of a Death Space type of thing. Just trying to sort of copy that a little bit. And maybe that's where they got their ideas from. I don't know. But it really didn't feel like like amazing enemies. Just sort of lacking. And when I did encounter one enemy, I was like, whoa, this is new. This is cool. All right, we got a little something different. We got something going on. And all right, I defeated that one. I'm really good. What can I say? And a few minutes later, we found that same dude again. I thought that was going to be like a more unique monster, you know, it's sort of like a mini boss. I thought it was going to be unique, and then we would have other big monsters later on, right? But no, they just repeated the same ones over and over and over again, and it just lost that little spark that I had at the start. It just really lost it. I don't know, the game just didn't grab me. I feel like I'm being overly negative here, but there was just so much that was not good with the game. It just felt very average, you know? The gameplay was actually not good. It's sort of clunky. I heard that the dodge mechanic was really awful, and I didn't think it was the best, but I don't think it was like complete garbage. It was just not good. It really wasn't good. It was very, very simple, but it was just, do you know, when you click a game, for example, you're playing Apex, and you click to move to the left, and you move to the left, right? That's simple. You just move to the left. When you dodged, that was like a whole animation. You just do like a whole goddamn animation, and it just felt like there was a delay between your button clicks and a certain action as you dodged. So I feel like that was the issue. So yeah, it wasn't the best. It was kind of easy to master it after you sort of figured out that delay. But yeah, it was not great. It was not great. It was a bit clunky. The weapons, they shoot. They shoot. The melee strikes. It hits enemies. That's about it. I don't know. It's just they do their jobs, but they don't feel great. It just feels like something from like years ago. There really isn't a lot of greatness from that. They just do their job, but they don't feel as cool. There is a sort of mechanic though in the game that that does make the game more fun. I won't spoil it, but it does make the game more fun. So there's that at least. At least they thought about something. I'll give them that. Yeah, that's about it. Gameplay is clunky. It's not unique. It's not great. It's playable. Really, it's playable. If you're wanting something that will amaze you, you're not gonna find it here. But it will maybe satisfy you. I don't know. Depends on your goals. And I was not expecting it. I had heard that it was not gonna be the longest game. Still a good experience, but not the longest game. And I was fine with it. But it got to a certain point where I only had, there's a bunch of weapons in the game. You can, you'll find them throughout. I don't think that's a spoiler or anything. But yeah, you'll find some weapons. And by the end of the game, I had one melee and one weapon. The first weapon that was given me. That was it. I had more options to get other weapons, but I just didn't do so because I was focused on leveling up those ones and then getting another. Because I thought I had at least like 2 more hours of the game, 2-3. So I thought I had time to experiment a bit more and see a bit more. But no, when I was ready to evolve, it just sort of just cut me. It just ended. I don't know. It was. I should have seen it coming, I guess, but it just felt very abrupt. Like I said, the ending was very incomplete, and it just felt like you didn't really. It didn't give you what you were wanting, what your character was wanting in a way. It's just so disappointing. It's crazy. This game didn't exactly feel like a game. Okay, it's it has this big budget where you believe it will be good. You know, it has like very big actors. You know, it's just insane graphics. Just nice voice acting. I mean, it's alright. Right? But yeah, it feels like a very expensive game. But the gameplay is really lacking. It feels like they wanted it to be something else. I don't know, because it doesn't fit it as a game. It's not fit as a game. I don't know how to explain it more. It's hard. But yeah, it's just the gameplay isn't smooth, and it feels like you're not really the character. I know not every game, has a lot of choices. This game was pretty linear, and that's fine. That's fine with me. But yeah, you didn't feel connected to the character you're playing. I don't even remember his name, like Jackson or Jason Jackson, something like that. It's just, you don't feel connected to him, and you don't feel connected to the characters that are surrounding you, because like the game tells you that you are. Okay, you are connected. They tell you that, but it doesn't feel like it. There's a lot of times where I don't understand the characters' decisions, like where they're coming from, like their emotions. They just throw something at you, and you're supposed to just take it. Take it as it is. You don't feel that connection to anything around you. And the characters don't really evolve much. Everything is just sort of random. I don't even know why the villain disliked me, really. I don't know what the issue with him was. Oh, shit. Or her. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. So, it's very weird. The characters' interactions was very weird. I don't like it. I feel like it would have been just better as a movie, You just sit back, relax, just watch a movie with some gore and action and a little horror in it, and you'd be fine. It seriously would be much better as a movie than as a game, even though the game doesn't have a lot of cutscenes. So that's not why I'm comparing it. It really doesn't have that many cutscenes, but it just does not feel like a game. It doesn't. And it is very short for a game. It is around, I played, I think, 10 hours. And I did search everything. I tried to just search every room that I saw. I tried to find everything that I could find, see everything that I could see. And I don't think I missed out on anything, to be honest. I'm not sure, but yeah, even after searching everything, it was just 10 hours. And I died a lot. Dude, I died a lot. Really. There was a lot of areas I was just kind of stuck on for a good 20 minutes or something. So I really got, like, my money's worth of the game, even though it was very short still. 60 euros for a 10-hour game, it's really insane. Not just due to the time, but due to what we got from it. Because the ending just felt so incomplete. Like, they could have just given us 5 more hours, 10 more hours, and it would, I don't know. Like, I think the game ending was very incomplete, and it feels like they're just gonna give us an actual ending in either a sequel or a DLC. Which would be alright, but the game is just so... It feels so short. It just feels so short. It's insane. I feel like they could have given us more. There was also a big issue I encountered, and it's sort of my fault. I didn't read one thing. It was when I was saving. So I went to this whole area. I got into the checkpoint, right? And I saw 2 options. One felt like it would lead to the next checkpoint, and one was a side door that would lead to, some extra things, maybe extra enemies, maybe a little lore. And I went there. I went to search it. And I did find lore. I found this audio log, right? And when I entered the room to that audio log, there was just music blasting, right? To fit the mood. And that's okay. But when I did open the audio log to listen to what the hell the character was saying, the music would just bug out and not actually play the audio of the audio log. So I was like, okay, well, this is buggy, but that's fine. I'll just go to the checkpoints and listen to it, I'll just manually save, load my save, and then listen to it. Hopefully, it will fix it. And it did. The music was over. That fixed it. You know why? Because I did not actually go to my manual save as I thought. Because the manual save just sends you to the latest checkpoint you just in. So I spent around 9 minutes doing something, and it just went to nothing because the checkpoint saved prior to that. And again, it does explain that it does that in when you're about to save, but I just didn't read it. I didn't feel like there was a need, I feel like the point of a manual save is so you can manually save where you are. Because it just felt very, very frustrating to go to a certain area, explore that whole area, and then just lose all that progress due to a bug. And it's very, very frustrating. That one really got me. That made me just upset. Really upset. I was just not understanding it, and I did not enjoy it. I feel like, why? Why let you manually save if you're just gonna just load you back to the previous checkpoint? It's just so much progress lost due to something I felt like it was not my fault. I don't know. The music was just bugged. I just tried to solve it. Annoying, man. It's just annoying. At the end of the day, it's an alright game. Alright. I would say it's an average game. The production is insane, but it just does not deliver to what you expect. It's very short for the money that you spend. The gameplay is not that great for such, again, an expensive game. And yeah, like the story is sort of a predictable one. You kind of see it coming, And the character development is there, but it's not great. It's just lacking connection. It's lacking depth. It really is lacking, like, that passion that I just felt at the start. When I was hearing those devs talk about the game, it just felt so passionate, and then he was lacking so much of it at the end. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened throughout the development of it, but I don't think it's the greatest game. If you really want to play it, it is a good-looking game, all right? And I think the experience is nice, but I would really advise you to just play it, when you can buy it on a sale, because it's definitely not worth the $60. It just isn't. So if you can just buy it for a lower price and then enjoy the game, sure, go ahead. Hey, if you enjoy the game and you pay the full price for it, go crazy with it. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how to think, but yeah, not the greatest game for me. I was very disappointed. I bought it and I played it, and I just really wanted a great experience. I wanted a good game. I'm just so desperate for a good game, and nothing is delivering right now. I'm just, it's just so upsetting. But yeah, I think Dead Space is, the Dead Space remake is coming out later this month. I'm not sure if I'll try that. But yeah, Callisto is trying to be Dead Space, and from what I've gathered, I never played the game. The Dead Space games. But yeah, Callisto is trying to be Dead Space. A new Dead Space is coming out in a couple of weeks or so. So, just wait for Dead Space. Maybe it'll be better. I don't know. Maybe you'll get your money's worth on that. Who knows? Anyway, this is my first review of a game ever. I usually do a lot of these rants on stream as I am playing the game and as I finish it. So if you want to check me out on Twitch, you can do that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't spoil it for you. And yeah, that was it. Thank you so much.